How can organizations create a secure environment for successful AI adoption? I'm Mike Loader. Tech Edge starts now. Welcome to Tech Edge. It's good to be with you. Presented by the team at AvePoint, where each episode we delve into the latest industry trends for business IT professionals and their significance in today's ever-changing landscape. Now, in this episode, we break down the essential security factors for AI readiness. Joining us today to discuss is Dana Simberkoff, the Chief Risk, Privacy and Information Security Officer at AvePoint. Good to have you with us. How can organizations create a clean and well-governed environment for AI readiness? Tell us more.
Great. Well, thanks so much for having me here today. Really nice to speak with your audience. So in order to create a good landing field for AI, you really want to focus on implementing good data governance practices. That means you have to understand what information your organization holds, who has access to it, what kind of data you have that's sensitive, what should be accessed by AI, and what should not be accessed by AI. In order to do that, you need to do some discovery to scan and evaluate content that you already have to make sure you've properly implemented labeling or classification of that data. And also, very importantly, that you've looked at access control as well, because AI is going to exploit any links or any access that your users have to documents. So if you have a document, for example, that has sensitive information that has been shared with the organization, even if not everybody knows it's there, AI will surface that document right to the top and serve it to your users on a silver platter. So it's sort of the removal of security by obscurity, and AI can either be your best friend or worst enemy from the security and privacy perspective.
That seems to be the rhetoric that's going around, but what security factors need to be considered when rolling out things like Microsoft's Copilot, for instance?
Yeah, well, in rolling out Copilot, you really do need to look at encryption as one of the stopgaps for making sure that information is not consumed by Copilot or other types of AI, because encrypted documents won't be read, won't be ingested in the engine. Non-encrypted documents will. So again, if those links are available to the AI engine, then it is going to read that document, even if it contains sensitive information, HR-related data, confidential data that shouldn't be exposed to the engine or to broader users.
Okay, so how do you create trust in AI or Copilot, for instance, within an organization? There's always going to be people, I think, a little bit on the edge, or maybe just for the moment while it's still somewhat new. Take us through a little bit about this.
Sure. Well, I do think that, we see organizations starting and then stopping their initiative because they haven't done the basic homework of getting their content ready for AI. Getting content ready for AI really is implementing best practices for security that we've been talking about in the industry for many, many years. Again, let's make sure that information is properly tagged, governed, classified, segregated, encrypted, and appropriately shared. If you do all of those things, then you really don't need to be concerned about AI. AI is then just going to, follow the path and make, potentially excellent contributions to the organization. As I said, AI can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. It will certainly surface risk as it's there.
Absolutely. Dana, is there anything else you wanted to tell us before I let you go in terms of summarizing what we're talking about today, in terms of tips and tricks for organizations who are on the fence about implementing this technology?
Well, I do think starting with a pilot is a very smart way to go. That's something that allows you to test the waters for AI with a small group of folks in the organization that are aware that there may be some bumps and starts versus trying to roll it out to the whole organization without that kind of testing first.
I think that's some very good advice from you, and I appreciate you speaking to us today on the program and, of course, bringing your insights to the table here on the Tech Edge.
Thanks so much for having me today.
And of course, thank you to all of you. Hopefully you've learned something about integrating AI workspaces into your own organizations. This is Ticker. We'll be right back.
You're watching Ticker. We'll have more in just a few minutes.